My name is Evelyn Torres. I have been a first grade teacher for the past 6 years, and I just want to start by sharing my instructional leadership philosophy. I have learned that there are two types of leaders, the diminishers and the multipliers. Those who are diminishers believe they have all the answers and hold others back, and they don't allow the organization to grow because they're not using the intelligence of others to their full potential. On the other hand, leaders who are multipliers are known as genius makers. These leaders bring out the intelligence in others. Multipliers build organizations based on collective and viral intelligence. I believe that a good leader is one who identifies the talents in others and utilizes their skills, someone who creates an environment that requires people's best thinking and work, provides an opportunity that causes people to stretch, drives sound decisions by building decision-making forums, and gives other people ownership for results and invest in their success. I have to admit that I have been an accidental diminisher in the past by jumping in to help others when I think they've needed help instead of allowing them to figure things out themselves. I've also voiced my own opinions to move discussions along, instead of asking more questions or allowing others to share their own ideas. I know that I have a long way to go before I can become a multiplier. First, I must identify the things that I may be doing now that cause me to be an accidental diminisher. And then I must work on ways to improve so that I'm not just pushing my ideas onto others, but collaborating with others to come up with solutions that will most benefit our students' learning. The school that I focused on during my interview is Eileen Colbert Elementary. It services approximately 490 students. The school has a demographic population of 95% students with a low socioeconomic background. It is made up of 82% Latinos, 14% whites, 2% African Americans, and 2% Asians. The school has 52% English learners. California's Assessment of Students' Performance and Progress, also known as CASP, results show that in the 2015-2016 school year, only 44% of the students were either meeting or exceeding state standards in English language literacy. In the same year, only 39% of the students were meeting or exceeding the standards in math. There were only 2 suspensions and 0 expulsions recorded that year. After speaking to Mrs. Kelly, who was the principal at the school, I learned that many of the veteran teachers had low expectations of the students and settled for whatever students produced. I believe the key areas of need are teachers' low expectation of students and poor curriculum instruction. Students and teachers have become complacent with their testing scores. Compared to the surrounding counties, Eileen Colburn is scoring twice as high on the state standardized test. Poor curriculum is a result of lack of teachers' expectation. The curriculum is no longer addressing students' needs and needs to be revised. In order to address teachers' low expectation of students, we must raise awareness of this occurrence and its detrimental effect on students. Another strategy to address lack of student expectation is to promote a growth mindset among staff and have them instruct their students on the practice by implementing it in their own classrooms. A growth mindset is the belief that abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. To address the curriculum as a leader, the school should meet as a grade level to investigate the curriculum. The staff should ask, is this meeting students' needs, addressing their weaknesses, promoting their strengths? Can the curriculum be broken and taught in small group instruction to better address the specific needs of all students? Also, can support staff be brought in to further assist in providing small group instruction? Staff should have the opportunity to review student data, scores, and results to identify areas of need and have time to collaborate for improvement. This would be a great opportunity to bring in coaching awareness and opportunities for staff to improve their educational practices. According to author Jim Knight, instructional coaching provides intensive, differentiated support for teachers so that they are able to implement proven practices. Some coaching strategies that can be utilized by teachers are in-class observations, video recordings, one-on-one meetings, providing feedback, asking questions about the lessons, reflecting on lessons together. Having someone observe the teacher and provide them with immediate feedback may help the teacher identify areas of strength or needs that they may not be aware of. Having a teacher take a video of themselves would be a great way to help them reflect on what they are doing and maybe notice things they want to improve on. having the coach available to meet one-on-one is a great support for the teacher. They have someone to go to for help that may provide them with the resources that they need. The instructional coach and teacher can set goals together after an observation to improve on for the next lesson. For example, the coach can provide feedback for an area of improvement, such as making the lesson relevant to students. The coach could say something like, "You did a great job introducing the skill, but is there a way you think you can make it relevant to the students? How can you connect it to their prior knowledge? Think about what your students' interests are. What are some things that they like and can relate to? Let's set goals so that in the next lesson you can connect addition, for example, connect addition to something that the students are familiar with. Instead of the coach telling the teacher how to make the lesson relevant to the students, the coach acts as a facilitator and asks questions that will guide the teacher and support them in their self-reflection. The coach could easily give specific instructions or strategies for the teacher to use. However, the teacher is more likely to grow if they reflect and develop on their own strategies. The teacher comes up with their own way to engage students, and this should also transfer over into other subjects. The instructional coach could expect to see the teacher's ability to answer his or her own questions as a way of growth and improvement. Many times, new teachers are not only looking for support but also answers. The coach's job is to guide the teacher and help them to figure it out themselves, so that if the teacher begins to answer their own questions, they are showing growth. At first, the coach and the teacher would set specific goals that the teacher would want to improve on. Throughout the year, the coach can meet with the teacher to reflect on how the teacher is doing with the goals. Coaches can also check for teachers' growth by observing the teacher, looking for how they deliver the lesson and their instructions, and are their instructions clear? Have they clearly identified the lesson objective? Are they addressing all students? And are they providing differentiated instruction for their students? Are all students engaged? Throughout the course, I have become more aware of the qualities that make up a great leader. I have come to understand that collaboration is the key to student improvement and a healthy, cohesive work environment. Collaboration brings out the intelligence of ourselves and others, and ultimately determines the success of an organization. Thank you.